Here we go.
Here we go.
Happy Monday.
Happy birthday.
Monday.
Happy birthday.
It's just a Monday.
Happy birthday.
Good morning.
Acknowledge that I said happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you're going to sing for us today?
No.
Good morning and happy Monday. I am Tammy.
I'm Seth.
Yes, Jeremiah very quickly did he sell me out.
Everyone's happy birthday.
Yes, I am officially 54
Okay,
years
so we
old
are
today.
definitely
So
behind and we need to change.
I am grateful to have another day. So, and it's a Monday, so the trash truck is saying hello as well. But yeah, it is Monday, July 28th.
Happy birthday to you.
2025.
Sorry. I hear July 28th and I think happy birthday.
Today also happens to be my nephew's birthday. He was born 37 years ago today.
Happy birthday, Chris.
He was my 17th birthday present.
My
my birthday present on my 17th birthday. What?
Nothing.
Yeah. No, it was very funny. My best friend at the time, he and his mom took me out to dinner, and he knew that my sister was in labor that day, and they all thought that my nephew was going to be a girl. And
did they really?
Yeah, my friend was not very happy about that. So when we got home from dinner and found out that Christopher was born, he just started screaming into the night sky. It was very funny. He was very happy that there was a boy born to the world. But yeah, I don't know. It's just...
Why would he... I don't understand why he had a dog in that hunt.
Just because we were best friends. Our families had been connected for a long time. And
did you want a girl? A niece?
I didn't care. Christopher came a couple weeks early. He was supposed to be born between the 12th and the 15th. I think the 12th is my sister's birthday, the 15th of August. 12th is my sister, the 15th is my mom. And I think he was supposed to be due around that time. And I kept saying all I wanted was the baby to be born. That was my birthday present that I wanted. And my sister was like, no, that's too early. I'm like, I don't care. I won.
Irony of ironies.
Irony of ironies.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy birthday, Christopher. And to anybody else celebrating birthday today.
Are there more?
There are more. There are many, many more.
Sure there are.
Yes. So yeah, today's my day.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Oh, we're the 4031 family.
We are.
So.
We had a great time last night. We got to celebrate. We try to do a once a month get together with all of our kids, and we had everybody around last night. And Seth made me chicken Alfredo ravioli. It was amazing. And we got to just have some game time and fellowship time with our family. So
it was good. It was fun.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And now we're back to it.
It just felt like a long weekend, and yet I can't believe it's over.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that was the excitement for our weekend.
Yeah.
Just birthday stuff and getting everybody together. It's weird that in the course of a year, we go from everybody living here.
We had 11.
To having to organize to bring people home.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the empty nest, I guess.
Yeah, we had 3 move out within a couple weeks of each other right after Christmas. Or right before Christmas, Daniel and Casey moved out, and then Benjamin moved out just a couple weeks later. And it's been good. I mean, that's what you want for your kids, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we are so proud of all of our children, and there's just a different kind of... It's a different moment when your children say, I'm ready. And I remember having to tell my mom that we were moving back to Texas, and it really hurt my family. But I remember telling her, I'm like, isn't this the joy as a mom that you want to hear your child realizes where they want to be and where home was? Unfortunately for my family that all lived in Maryland, that meant Texas truly was home for us. I had lived here for a couple of years, and we tried to go back, and sometimes you just can't go back. And I realized then that my home was here, and to me that was a gift that happened to be Mother's Day, and I told Seth that's the gift I want for Mother's Day is to take me home, and that was here. And I think I'm so proud for Daniel, Casey, and Benjamin to have realized I'm ready, and that they've got the wings to fly, and that's what we want for them. We miss them not being in the house all the time. But weird. I'm proud for them. Yeah. I'm happy for them.
It's just weird to be like, now we have to plan get-togethers to see kids. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's going to get weirder, I guess.
Yeah.
Once they stop wanting to see us.
Who would ever want that? No. So we're happy to have had a great weekend with our kids,
Scott
and we hope
Scott says happy birthday.
Scott Levine's here.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning, sir. Thank you. Good try yesterday at choir, by the way. Real good try.
What did he do?
He tried to get Lee to sing happy birthday. But it's crazy. I mean, we talked in choir. Scott's birthday was just a couple weeks ago, and Emrys's birthday was a couple weeks ago for him. Pat Manier is celebrating on the 31st. I mean, there's so many birthdays, and July seems really, really... Susanna just had her birthday the other day. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Just lots of quick times. Our family birthdays aren't typically in the summer. Like there are a couple months where we don't have to share celebrations.
Yeah, we have like one in July and one in August.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then
2 in November, 2 in December, 2 in April. And then you start adding in anniversaries into the mix of it. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
That's what we get for having a big family and lots of celebrations.
Right.
All right.
I'm good with it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started into our day, and we're going to do a devotion from the Institute for Creation Research. So if you go to www.icr.org/DOP, if you've tuned in a lot, you've heard this a lot. What was that?
I'm working on it.
If you go to icr.org/DOP and sign up for the subscription for the Days of Praise, you will receive a quarterly in the mail. You won't get this one anymore because we're halfway through the quarter, but you will get
that one,
the next quarter for September, October, November. But you can always also get it in your email so that you've got a digital copy and you can just read that email, or you can go to the website and have it read to you in about a 3-minute span. Vicki will introduce it and then Dave will read it. You don't get all the color commentary that Seth and I do, which may or may not be good, depends on the moment. Sometimes I fill it with tears, sometimes I don't. It really depends on the day. I've taken medicine to hopefully not make that happen today.
Okay.
I don't like birthdays. I usually get very, very depressed on my birthday. So I've double dosed my anti-anxiety meds this morning already. So doesn't help I took them about 10 minutes ago, but hopefully by the time we're done, it will have kicked in.
You'll be good.
But we'll see. Okay, so are we ready? Today's devotion is entitled. It's okay.
I got the same problem again. I just got to move this here.
Yeah, and so that's on Twitch. So that doesn't matter. You gotta love spammers, right? To do it.
Well, yeah, but.
I'm going to go ahead and go while you mess around. How about that?
Good.
So today's devotion is called The Day of Visitation, and it was written by Dr. Henry Morris. The verse is 1 Peter 2:12, and it says, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may, by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify God in the day of visitation.
The day of visitation.
No, so it's important that, if I understand what this verse really means, and I'm sure we'll find out, but it feels like you're going to have evildoers in your life, right? You're going to have people speaking against you.
I think conversation doesn't, I think in this sense, it really just means having your reputation.
Yeah.
Okay. You said evildoers speaking, so I thought you were going to go with conversation.
No, it's just, I don't necessarily, yeah, I know it says whereas they speak against you, but we do have people in our lives who will potentially speak against us to our face or typically behind our back. We just want to make sure that the life we're living, whether evildoers are watching or not, That doesn't matter because they're always around every corner. But we want to make sure that the life we're living and the actions we take, the steps we make, that everything glorifies God. Not to do against the evildoers, but to do on behalf of the Lord, to glorify Him. And in the midst of that, at the same time as we're doing it for God, others see it. Good or bad, others see it. And we just want to be above reproach, but not fake. And I think there's a fine line there too. Sorry.
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, I think you're missing the second half.
Probably.
Which is, well, no, not in a bad way. But,
that our actions
we talk
pivot
about
them.
We talk about how every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. There will come a point at which it is no longer possible to deny who God is. That's the every knee will bow, every tongue confess. Some in humble, meek adoration of the Lord for who He is, and
the praising,
and some in supplication for their eternal souls.
That's the oh dear,
right? And that's what I think it's being talked about here. We haven't read it. I don't know. I think that's what the day of visitation is. That
I agree with you at the judgment.
When God comes, when God revisits, when God visits Israel, is what Peter's getting at. When Jesus comes back, right? Not only will everyone know who He is, they will recognize the way that you have lived as having glorified Him.
Yes. That's what I was trying to say. But we're doing it for Him, not for them.
Right.
But our actions can influence other people's knowledge of God, and hopefully be a moment too that pivots them to recognize before it's too late that there is a God.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what Peter's talking about.
Okay.
I think what Peter's talking about here is even when you've got people railed against you, like you said, and now we've got Friendly Giant on. Okay, so that's Scott on a different platform. Sorry. Even when we have evildoers set against you, keep the faith is what he's going at here, right? Because they'll be witnesses to your good works and to the way that you're living, being honest among the Gentiles, and the day's coming when they will recognize what you've done for what it was, right. And they'll glorify God in that, even in their own. Yeah.
Kind of what I was, that it's hopefully an influence and hopefully in a better way.
No. You're seeing it as a means of changing them.
Right.
What this is saying is when God comes back, the evildoers will remember. It's like additional stones on their heads.
Okay.
In that, Romans 1 says people are without excuse. Right? And when everybody comes to the knowledge of the truth, right? And some are bowing in worship and some are bowing in terror. It's like heaping coals on that fire as they begin the process of mourning what they didn't choose. They'll look back on their existence and see that they had all of these examples to follow and didn't. That's what I think he's getting at.
Ooh, so that's kind of a different twist than on that Romans verse of they are without excuse because creation. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not just it's not just nature creation. It's even us as His creation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's our job, right? Is to preach the gospel. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
But even in our daily actions, that's preaching the gospel.
Living out the gospel in addition to preaching it. That's exactly right. And people will. I think that's what is. We'll see what Dr. Morris says.
Yeah, we did a whole devotion just on us, and we haven't even talked about Dr. Morris.
We should write that down and publish it.
Anyway, this unique expression in the day of visitation, based on a surprising use of the Greek word episcope. Episcope. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that like Episcopalian?
Probably.
Do you think that's where that comes from?
Probably. Episkopos is the Greek word for bishop or overseer.
Okay. My dad was Episcopalian. So
he was.
I was curious. Okay. So that word occurs one other time in such a way when Christ wept over Jerusalem and pronounced its coming judgment. In Luke 19:42-44, we read, "If thou hadst known, even thou, that in this, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation."
We just talked about this last week. I mentioned this when Jesus is crying over Jerusalem and saying, y'all missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to miss it. Like, there's always that fear of missing out, right? But this is one of those moments that you can't afford to, sorry, that door's closed. You know, you don't want to be in that position of, we don't always have tomorrow. We don't always have another moment to make these decisions. We can't always put things off. Some things we can, some things we shouldn't, some things we do. But this is one of those things that we don't know when he's coming back.
We do not.
And suddenly he will be, and it'll be too late.
Yeah, exactly right.
Excuse me. Now, this word episcope and its derivatives are usually translated as bishop. Thank you, sir. Office of a bishop or bishopric.
The bishopric, yeah.
Okay. And it seems strange at first that it could also mean visitation. However, its basic meaning is overseer or oversight, and the Lord Jesus Christ himself is really the shepherd and bishop of our souls. That's from 1 Peter 2:25, that phrase, as well as that of nations, and indeed every aspect of every life. As a bishop or pastor, a shepherd, is responsible for the oversight of his local church or flock, so Christ is that great shepherd of the sheep, the true bishop of our souls, the overseer of all people in every age. Mm-hmm. In his great plan of the ages, the Jews and then the Gentiles, each have been entrusted with a time of visitation or oversight of God's witness to the world. Sadly, Jerusalem knewest not the time of her visitation, again from Luke 19. And as for Judas, the Lord had to say, his bishopric let another take, Acts 1:20. I don't know what that means. His bishopric let another take.
So the bishopric is like the office, if you will, of an overseer of the flock. A pastor is another. It's a different kind of word, and the bishopric is like the pastorship.
Okay.
Or the past. Yeah. So when he died, the Lord had to say, "Let another take his bishopric." Just reorder the sentence. It makes a little bit more sense putting it, "His bishopric let another take." That's probably closer to the word order in Greek, but and it works in English, but it's
confusing.
It's clunky. Yeah. So in other words, Judas is gone. We got to fill that position.
Fill the position of the disciple.
Yeah, the overseer of the flock there.
Dr. Morris concludes, now in God's providence, it is the time of Gentile oversight, and it is eternally important that we who know his salvation today glorify God by our good works, with our conversation or our lifestyle, honest among the Gentiles in our own day of visitation. And I think that's what's so key, is that we're living it out, but we really need this. This is a pet peeve of mine. We were talking about pet peeves beforehand.
Before we went live.
Yeah. Yes. It's hard. I don't remember who I was talking to recently. I think it might have been Holly. About, I'll speak for myself in this. I put on a face on Sunday mornings. Like, I guess I was talking to her about being exhausted on Sunday afternoons. I'm weary on Sundays. One, I'm up a lot earlier on a Sunday morning than I am during the rest of the week. But two, I think being part of leadership for you and therefore a leader's wife, but then also being part of a music ministry for over 20 years. We're up earlier. Our day starts earlier at church service because we're there for band practice and choir practice. And, you know, we used to have a church that had an 8:30 service, which meant band practice was at 7, which meant getting us and 5 kids ready, 5 kids under 10. You know, it was early. Those were really, really early mornings. So I was always exhausted. But in order to do that, you had to make sure you were up, if that makes sense. When you're leading worship in any kind of way from the stage, in terms of a music ministry, or of course the preachers, you have to be on. And sometimes that can just be exhausting. So it's difficult to walk the line between being a fake Christian, and we don't while we're on in a different way on Sundays. I hope that never comes across as fake. I guess is what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, no,
It used to be before we were doing devotions, because I'm an at-home mom and, again, have been blessed to be so for 27 years. I usually didn't wear makeup during the week. You know, it was like Sundays were literally the day I would put my face on, because the rest of the week I was, you know, feeding children and changing diapers and, you know, just hair in a ponytail, jeans and a t-shirt. Sundays were always a different thing. You present yourself differently. But it's dangerous. It's a dangerous line to put a face on and putting a mask on. Mm-hmm. You don't want it to be a mask. You still want your true self to be seen through that.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line between a fake walk and a legitimate walk with the Lord. Mm-hmm. And you want to make sure that the way we present ourselves to public, to the outside world, is one that's genuine. Because God sees through it. You know, God sees through the fake worship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Jeremiah, thank you. There are no more diapers. Yeah, we're done with that. We are, until grandchildren come along. Right. That's not happened yet. But no, it's just a dangerous line. You want to make sure that the walk we walk is glorifying to God, but still true to who we are, every day, all the time. Thanks, Jay. But our walk is evidence to other people. Mm-hmm. We are part of that creation that people are aware of. There is something different out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I talked a lot today. I'm sorry.
No,
what do you have to say to correct what I did?
You didn't say anything incorrect, I don't think. I'm I don't know. I just think it's interesting. This was a good devotion, and I think it was right on point. Scott was going to agree with you about grands.
One day. Am I off base?
No. It has nothing to do with you. I'm just. It's
my birthday. Doesn't everything have to do about me today?
Yes, love. You're right. You're absolutely right. No, I was just thinking the thrust of the verse. I mean, he honed in on the day of visitation. Glorify God in the day of visitation, and I felt like, I don't know. I've always taken that differently, like we talked about before, and he didn't really talk about the aspect of it that I talked about. But that's all. I mean, and I'm kind of. It's just, I mean, it's like, oh, look, here's a verse.
The day of visitation have been when Jesus comes back.
Yeah, here's a verse that uses this phrase. Let's look at the phrase. It's a totally valid way to go. You know, an episcope, what does that mean? And it's bishop, it's overseer. Why would it be used for visitation? It's really oversight. I get it. It's just a little bit, I don't know, I guess what I'm saying is this one feels a little more academic than devotional to me.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't talk really at all about what he said. I cued into what I was reading.
Right, not exactly. What he was saying. I think you and I are both looking at this more from a devotional aspect, and this is a little bit more, like I said, it's more educational. It's more academic. It's more, let's do a word study on episcopate, which, again, totally valid. It's that verse is one verse that, you know, I think has a lot of meat to it, and this picture of keep doing what you're doing. You know, God is not mocked, and the days are going to come when everyone who does mock will realize whom they have mocked,
right,
and see see how those who were followers of him honored him, even in their mocking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know. It's just a different take. That's all.
Yeah.
So, but it was good.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know. We don't know.
It's hard when I suddenly start going on a rant and then
you're-
realize it's not at all what was in the book. And I feel like what we're supposed to be talking about is what's in the book.
No, what we're supposed to be doing is talking about this. And if it spurs a thought in us to go someplace else, that's totally legitimate.
And see, this word dive doesn't mean as much to me as the idea of making sure we're walking a genuine, true walk.
And that's my point. That seems more like what you would do in a devotional.
It's not always easy to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to be raw. What's he say?
Scott says, I think when you're aware of not being fake, you sometimes can pick out those who are struggling to be themselves and genuine. So self-awareness is good. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, the churches we've been part of, including our current one, I don't really see anyone that's walking a fake walk. I don't see anyone that's putting on God, to be included. I feel like everyone that the churches we've been part of have usually been filled with pretty genuine people. We've been pretty lucky with that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, even those who may not be walking a walk, at least they're in church.
Right.
I mean, it's not up to us to judge people's individual state of salvation. All we can do is, I don't want to use the word judge again, but all we can do is judge them by their actions, mm-hmm. right? And their conversation, if you will, from our verse, and encourage where people are struggling and support where people are excelling. So, and just bear one another's burdens, right? That's the thing. So, anyway, that was good.
It's also important to remember, even on Sunday mornings when you just don't feel like being up, again, be at church, because you don't know how God's going to work that service for you. There are times where I've just been, I feel defeated. I feel down. I feel beaten up, and I've had moments, and I know I'm not alone in this feeling.
Surely.
I've had moments where I'm like, the last place I want to be is in church, because it's hard sometimes. And that's usually one of those moments where God sees you and hears you and uses someone else, whether it's the pastor, the music, or the people, or a combination of all of it. He meets you where you are. That's one of the songs I'm thinking about doing soon, is a song called Meet Me There. God meets us in our times of any emotion, in our happiness, in our sadness, in our grief, in our joy. He meets us there. Mm-hmm. But especially when we're feeling broken. Mm-hmm. Getting to the church, even if you don't have your face on, even if you don't have your hair done or your best clothes on, getting there is sometimes the battle that needed to be won that day.
Yeah, it's not half
and
the
God
battle.
uses that.
Yeah.
God will use that and show you He's there. And that's a victory. When you just feel, I can't, but you do, that's a victory. What did I do?
No, you don't.
I get so scared.
Stop. No, I'm thinking about saying something which is gonna sound flippant and controversial, but I think it's true.
I'm gonna say the fun thing is today you're taking the day off from work, so we can just keep talking.
Happy birthday. No, you talk about sometimes you just don't want to be there, right? It's just hard to get there. And the flippant and inappropriate thing to say is Christ didn't want to be on the cross. We know that because he said so in the garden the night before.
Yeah. Lord, take this from me.
So are we to prioritize what we want?
Thanks, babe. But that's really true, obviously. I mean, it's a... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, perspective is everything, right? I mean, when things seem really, really hard, that's when you look at the cross and you go, it's just not that hard.
Yeah. It's one of those moments where you're put in your place really sweetly and lovingly, but it's I know that. That's a really different perspective I've never thought of. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And on that note, he did take the day off from me today. Yeah.
Things are changing today. We had plans, but oh well.
It's all right. We still get to have time together today.
Yep. So on that note, I'm going to go have time with my wife on her birthday.
Yeah, I think we had to go to get vaccinations for our dog.
Right.
Sorry, Hirsch. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Anyway, please like the video, share the video, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, check out the other channels and follow us there if you could. It would help us. Oh,
and later this week, we hope to be doing an unboxing. We got notification today that our books have shipped to us. These are the books that we're taking to set up our display at our convention in a couple weeks at our product expo. 2 weeks today we open. So our books are on the way to us here. So maybe we'll unbox those and take a peek, and because we have the tracing books coming in.
Yeah, these will be the first ones we've seen. So
yeah, I'm excited about those. The other stuff you've probably seen if you've gone to our website, but the tracing books, new to us. We've only seen PDF versions of them. So
we've sold quite a few.
We have,
but
it's been exciting.
We haven't stocked them. We've just drop shipped them. So
and that the first person who bought them seemed to be happy with those when she had messaged you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really, really excited. So we hope to maybe do that later this week or this coming weekend as we prepare to hit the road in a couple weeks.
Yep. So, for the 4031 family, I'm Seth.
I'm Tammy.
Don't forget, he's God.
We are not.
Have a great day.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning around 9:30.
Bye.